Santa's Village was an outdoor adventure park in Lake Arrowhead, California that opened in 1955 and closed in 1998.
This summer, you can see Santa at Santa's Village. Santa invites you and your family to join him for summertime fun on 13 big rides and delicious eats and treats from Santa's Candy Kitchen, the Good Witch Bakery, and the Pixie Pantry. And just for you, Santa's Petting Zoo. So come visit Santa's Village this summer, nestled in the forest of the San Bernardino Mountains, 2 miles past the Lake Arrowhead turnoff on Highway 18.
Come to Santa's Village!
Now open every day. For more information, call 909-337-2481.
The first Santa's Village opened in 1955, 6 weeks before Disneyland in Skyforest near Lake Arrowhead in San Bernardino County, California. Glenn Holland grew up in California during the Great Depression. As a grown man, Holland married and had children. As a father, he tried to give his own children the type of Christmas that he only knew in his dreams. In the early 1950s, struck with inspiration, Holland sat at his kitchen table one day and started to sketch his idea of a Christmas fairyland where all the magic of the holiday would come to life. Holland developed this idea into a working plan and began finding investors for his project. He traveled the country selling his Santa's Village concept and eventually listed his new company, Santa's Village Corporation, on the California Stock Exchange. The first Santa's Village opened in 1955, 6 weeks before Disneyland in Skyforest near Lake Arrowhead in San Bernardino County, California. Much like Walt Disney, Holland insisted that theme presentation was important. Numerous static displays were in the park, buildings and grounds were decorated with elaborate details, even money never exchanged hands as a small passport ticket was used to keep track of the guests' expenses. The passport would be checked out at the end of the visit in the exit shop. Children's belief in the myth was paramount. Holland also created his own line of branded products. Storybooks, puzzles, and coloring books could be bought at the park as well as in stores throughout the region. The Santa's Village candies were also sold via mail order. Santa's Village encompassed 230 acres and was one of Southern California's biggest tourist attraction. It had kiddie rides including a bobsled, monorail, and Ferris wheel. It also had a petting zoo, live reindeer, and shops including a bakery, candy kitchen, and toy shop. Santa's Village in the first few seasons was open 364 days a year. The layout of the village stayed pretty much the same until an extensive expansion program, which began in early 1962, started to change the makeup of the park. A second Santa's Village opened in 1957 near Scotts Valley in Santa Cruz County, California. With the success of the first and second Santa's Villages, Holland began scouting a third location in the Midwest. The Chicago area, home to 2 World's Fairs, birthplace of the Ferris wheel and a center of entertainment and culture, was picked as a spot, a suburban location approximately 45 miles northwest of Chicago called Dundee, Illinois. Santa's Village was located about a mile southeast of Lake Arrowhead and about 80 miles east of Los Angeles. Santa's Village was appealing to kids of all ages. Tickets from Santa's Village on display in the Santa's Village Room of the Mountain History Museum show admission prices as low as 30 cents. Some may recall that guests were greeted by a massive candy cane that stood outside a pink-roofed lodge, through which they would enter a wonderland where they could meet Santa Claus, along with other holiday characters such as the Easter Bunny, explore a massive gingerbread house, take a ride aboard a reindeer-drawn sleigh, ride a monorail aboard a giant bumblebee, and more. By 1978, things on the amusement park scene weren't the same as they were in the 1950s, and the Santa's Village was going bankrupt. The park's general manager, Putty Henk, purchased the original Santa's Village, as his family already owned the land, expanded the park, and dubbed it Fantasy Forest at Santa's Village. In 1979, Santa's Village in Santa Cruz would close. J. Putnam Hank, by now the family patriarch, and his wife, Pamela, were determined to turn the mom-and-pop park around. They left San Bernardino, where they lived for 25 years, and moved into their parents' Skyforest home. The whole family and a few investors pooled their money to buy the park. Hank handled maintenance and finances. His wife Pamela wrote scripts for the puppet show, hired performers, and handed out lollipops to the children, and was known as the Lollipop Lady. Other Hank family members worked at the park too. If you were a kid like me, growing up in Southern California in the 1980s and 90s, you may have remembered those iconic commercials on TV. Hank's incarnation of the village lasted until 1998, when it was shuttered, and he stated that he thought families didn't have the time to come up here anymore, citing that every McDonald's, every pizza parlor, every mall had a kiddie place. Most of our people have to plan an 8-hour day, 2 hours up, 2 hours back, 4 hours here. Upon the closure, many of the rides were auctioned off, but just as a couple years later, new owners arrived and went to work restoring many of the buildings. However, it never got off the ground. In 2003, a massive forest fire swept through. While the fire damaged much of the area, many of the buildings at Santa's Village survived. However, the idea to resurrect the park never came to fruition. The land was later leased to a logging company, and the once bustling holiday town was left to decay. The faded candy cane signposts and dilapidated buildings became a ghost town along the rim of the World Highway. In June of 2014, the park was sold to a new owner who planned to operate it as a year-round tourist destination. After renovations of 18 original Santa's Village buildings and restoration projects in the surrounding forests, it reopened on December 2nd, 2016, as an outdoor adventure park named SkyPark at Santa's Village. SkyPark at Santa's Village will be more inclusive of an entire family, which means it will have things for teenagers. Among the teenage-friendly activities will be enclosed bouldering room for cool weather and an outdoor climbing wall for warmer weather, mountain biking, fly fishing lessons, and a trout fishing farm. I just wanted to apologize if I mispronounced the Hink or Hank family name in this video. I mean no disrespect, and please don't leave a comment about it either. Thanks. Thank you for watching. If you like this content, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Thanks.